7:53. Stephen Brill invented Court TV and wrote this book called America's Bitter Pill, Money, Politics, Backroom Deals, and the Fight to Fix Our Broken Healthcare System. This is going to be getting a lot of attention. Good morning, Stephen Brill. Welcome to KTRS here in St. Louis.
Thank you. Good morning to you.
So while writing this book, you got an aneurysm and an open heart surgery. Maybe you shouldn't write books.
Well, yeah, I can't say I planned it that way. One of my kids accused me of engaging in a sort of over-the-top act of undercover reporting. But not true.
But who better to write a book about this? Somebody with your stature who has a microphone, so to speak, has the ability to get the story out. And then so you went through it firsthand, and you asked the question, which I've been asking for years, is you get flooded with paperwork which doesn't make any sense, and then at the end of it, it says, this is not a bill.
Exactly. That's the insurance company's explanation of benefits. And as you know, I got an introduction to this stuff when I wrote a whole special issue for Time magazine about exorbitant and incomprehensible healthcare costs and hospital bills and all the rest last year. And so now I'm out of the hospital and I get 36 different explanations of benefits in 36 different first-class envelopes from my insurance company, United Healthcare. And I had scheduled an interview before I went into the hospital with the CEO of United Healthcare to ask him about the policy ramifications of Obamacare, which, as you know, is a big part of this book.
Sure.
So I'm interviewing him, and at the end, I take out an envelope, which is one of the explanations of benefits I got, and it said the following: amount billed, 0. Amount insurance company paid, 0. Amount you owe, $154. Now, when I'd gotten that, my wife and I, we both have law degrees, we looked at it and we said, what does this mean? This is totally incomprehensible. But we thought, well, maybe it's us. So I took it out and I handed it across the conference room table to the CEO of United Healthcare. And I said, could you just do me a favor? Could you just explain this to me? And he looked at it, and he looked at it, and then he looked up and said, I could sit here all day and I couldn't decode this for you. I don't know why they sent it to you. And I said, well, aren't you they? Now, the larger point here is that the healthcare industry in the United States is the largest single industry in what's supposed to be the best functioning free market economy in the world, and yet the basic consumer product of that industry is completely incomprehensible and irrational, and the basic customer communication that the CEO of the largest healthcare company in the world sends to all of his customers is something that he doesn't even understand.
You also go into Obamacare, and you don't come at it. You don't come at it from a Republican versus Democrat, but as a functioning government program. Quickly, what are some of the things that are the problems with Obamacare?
Well, the good news is that it was a reform in the sense that tens of millions more Americans are going to get access to health care because the government is basically going to buy them health insurance on the exchanges. That's the good news. The bad news is that any reform that comes out of Washington only comes out of Washington if the special interests allow it to come out of Washington. So the prices are all going to be the same, which means that the government has simply created more customers at the same exorbitant prices for the drug companies and for the nonprofit hospitals and for the medical device makers. So their profits all go up and our tax bills all go up.
What about forcing people who can afford it to pay at least something for their own insurance? Isn't that a step in the right direction?
Oh, that's absolutely a step in the right direction. That's good, but the reality is that prices are so high, which is the basic problem, that 87% of the people going to the insurance exchanges can't afford the insurance because the underlying cost is so high, and the government is subsidizing them. 87%.
You say, in a sense, you kind of feel bad for insurance companies.
Yeah, I mean, I know that sounds a little crazy, but if you saw this CEO trying to understand his own bill, you might feel bad for him too. But the larger point is that the insurance companies are sort of like us. They pay healthcare bills. They're on the receiving end of those bills just the way we are. So if we have a co-insurance where we're paying 20% of an exorbitant hospital bill, they're paying 80%.
Yeah. In the book, America's Bitter Pill, you go into how to fix it, how to change it.
Right. And what I basically suggest is that we should allow all these hospital systems that are expanding rapidly and buying up doctors' practices and buying up clinics, which sounds like a bad thing because they become monopolies and totally dominate their communities. We should allow them to do that and then allow them to sell their own insurance, so that if a hospital has lots of doctors in the community and clinics and is a major hospital, I can buy my health insurance from them. Then that removes the incentive for them to overbill the insurance company because they are the insurance company. Now, the only way to do that, however, is to regulate them heavily in terms of their profits, in terms of making sure they don't skimp on care. But I think that may be, at this stage, the only solution. Plus, we need to do what every other country in the world does. We need to control the price of prescription drugs. The government gives the drug companies a patent, which is a monopoly. If you're going to give them a monopoly, you need to control what they can charge.
The book is called America's Bitter Pill, Money, Politics, Backroom Deals, and the Fight to Fix Our Broken Healthcare System. Stephen Brill, we forgive you for hiring Nancy Grace.
Please forgive me for that. Please.
Be safe. Thank you for the book, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Take care.
Stephen Brill, the book is America's Bitter Pill, an interesting look at the health